Kym Marsh is taking on Fatal Attraction's bunny boiling role made famous by Glenn Close.
Hello.
Hiya, Kym. Good to see you. Taking on a character like that.
Oh, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. But, you know, as actors, I think we're always looking for that challenge, aren't we? And I think there's not a role more challenging than Alex Forrest for me. When I left Corrie, it was like, oh, yeah, I think there's not a role more challenging than... And I certainly got that with the role of Alex.
And how did you approach it musically? Or do you think I'm going to...
Well, I must admit, I did go back and watch it once, right at the beginning.
Right.
But I think it's a mistake to watch someone else's portrayal of a character. I mean, let's face it, it's Glenn Close. I'm never going to come close to wearing those shoes. And, you know, she was just wonderful. And I think you have to take that role and make it your own.
Yeah.
And I think it would be impossible for me to play it exactly with my son, who's 26,
Oh.
and his fiancée. And I have to say, the impact was still the same as when I watched it when I was in my 20s. It was like hiding behind cushions, you know. It's still so brilliant.
How do you get into... You're clearly not I hope you're not a method actor, are you? It'd be pretty worrying.
You'd have to hope not, for my poor husband's sake. No, I think the thing with Alex, I think, way back when, back in the 80s, I think she was, you know, she was the baddie. She was this kind of character who was crazy and all the rest of it. And I think these days, in this day and age, I think we ask questions a lot more. So I think, actually, when you look at her and you break her down, she's so multi-layered. She isn't just the bad guy. You have to look at the journey she's been on. And actually, having done that and unravelled her character and looked at where she's been in that bar, you know, and so now I think you look at it and actually there are times when I feel quite sorry for her. I feel sorry for 20 that was like hiding behind cushions in that bar, you know, and so now I think you look at her. Do you know, theatre's the one place I've not done a lot of theatre, you know, and I really wanted to get some more of that kind of behind my, you know, under my belt, and I really, really wanted to do it because I think it's a real test, you know, doing something on screen when you can do it again, you know, you can go back and, you know, if you make a mistake filming something, you can go and do it again. And I think when you're on stage, there's no, you know that better than anybody, Martin. It's one of those things that
I'm making a lot of mistakes.
Never say that. But it's just... the theatre has been something that I think everyone's been looking forward to doing. It's such a...
Yeah, of course. Yeah, except I was...
I'm not so sure.
Oh, so what drew you there?
Do you know, theatre's the one place I've not done a lot of theatre, you know, and I really wanted to get some more of that kind of behind my, you know, under my belt, and I really, really wanted to do it because I think it's a real test, you know, doing something on screen when you can do it again, you know, you can go back and, you know, if you make a mistake filming something, you can go and do it again. And I think when you're on stage, there's nothing more thrilling than doing something live in front of an audience because, you know, there are things that go wrong and you do have to kind of cover up sometimes. I mean, you know that better than anybody, Martin. It's one of those things
I'm making a lot of mistakes.
Never. I'd never say that. But it's just... there's something thrilling about doing something live. And as well, I think, for audiences, I mean, getting back into the theatre has been something that I think everyone's been looking forward to doing. It's such a great thing to do, going to watch something live. It's a thrill.
Absolutely.
We're all involved.
I thought the Michael Douglas part was Jeff Bridges. You get the best... The devil has the best tunes, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, this is the first time I've played a character like this, so for me, it's a real thrill.
She's a victim.
She is, actually. She is, you know.
Maybe.
And we have to say, now...
You know,
But she isn't a bad, she's a victim.
She is, actually. She is, you know.
Hell hath no fury and all of that.
Indeed, indeed. I mean, she probably goes a bit too far, you know.
Maybe.
And we have to say, now in the wedding,
thank you.
I met lovely Scott, your new husband, outside.
Yeah.
He's very nice. And are you back, though, on more?
So I can't at the moment, because obviously I'm about to go on tour with Fatal, but I will be back on Morning Live in February. So I'm very, very excited to continue that, because we are a family and it's, you know, I've missed it. I miss getting... Never thought I'd say I miss getting jokes. How weird.
So how long...
It is. So the tour goes on for 16 weeks. I'm only doing 8. But, yeah, 16 weeks across the country. And we kick off on the 18th of January in Theatre Royal Brighton.
And Martin, are we going to see you?
Never thought I'd say I miss getting jokes.
Stage anytime soon? Anything planned?
Now then.